Hello you fans, Matt Durant here, and welcome to a deck profile with Majespecter. Majespecter is a new pendulum archetype. Their monster effects stop them from being targeted or destroyed by card effects, so their spells and trap support destroy monsters as that shit, because they don't need to fear the back row. The only back row that is actually a possibility to stop them is well, if it comes up, storming or storm force is it called now? Okay, the trap card I was looking for was storming mirror force. That just bounces them back to the hand, does not destroy, and does not target. So there is that. And Trishula can get through this. Spellbook of Fate can get through this, but other cards cannot because they target or destroy, and that gives them very good protection to use their spells and traps, which are based on tributing. So yeah, we'll go into the deck list now. We'll start off with Dragon Pet Magician. I have to use the Magician Pendulum engine in order to use this deck efficiently. There is other engines you could use for such as the Empowered engine with Dragonius and Dragonox, such about with Rota. Or you could use what is it called? There's a new normal monster pendulum which changes levels. I can't remember what it's called, but you could use that. You could use normal pendulums to just to as a set of scale. But right now, the pendulum magicians are working amazingly just because of this pendulum call. Unfortunately, you probably won't be able to use this in TCG as yet because we have to wait for both their releases. This will be at the end of 2015. This is more likely to going to be early 2016 that we're going to get this in TCG. Like the Synchron deck, which is coming out in August, and it was told about last year. So yeah, we could have a wait on our hands, but we'll just enjoy the deck with Dragon Pit and Peasant Dragon for now. So 2 Dragon Pit, this gets rid of our opponent's back row by sending pendulum monsters from our hands to the graveyard. Unfortunately, they're unclaimable once they go to the graveyard, so Solemn Warning executes this deck if we pendulum summon Mass. So yeah, Dragon Pit it could use any of these pendulum monsters as usage, and it's a scale 8, which means it can summon out Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon from the extra deck. Speaking of Odd Eyes, this can search out more or less anything in this deck except for Peasant Dragon. All these are under 1500 attack, and Dragon Pit is also under 1500 attack, so Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon is a great way of searching through your deck. And you can summon it out as well with Dragon Pit and Peasant Dragon. Peasant Dragon next is on our list, as he is a scale 2, and you can add Pendulum Magicians or Odd Eyes from your extra deck to your hand. It's the other good one from the set. You could use Dragon Vein to get rid of face-up monsters, but you have so much monster aggro, why waste it on that? So I'm using Peasant Dragon for that reason. Next is the first of the Majespecters, which is Crow. We only have 3 members of the actual archetype, so Crow is one of them. We're using it at 3. When it's normal special summoned, adds a Majespecter spell card from your deck to your hand, and the other thing is can't destroy or not activated by card effects, which all 3 of them have. So most likely with Crow, I will search out a Cyclone because that's a quick play spell. Next is Raccoon. Raccoon allows us to add a Majespecter monster from our deck to our hand, so I usually add either a cat or a crowback. I don't usually add itself. So yeah, and Cat is the best one of the 3. It can add any Majespecter card from your deck to your hand, but you only add it at the end phase, so you can't instantly go into it, get a counter, and then kill them next turn with that. So that's a good way of limiting their power. And I usually go for Tempest, or I go for what I'm not having at the present moment, which is Elvis Majespecter. Next is Triple Pendulum Call to give access to the pendulum scales. This is the best pendulum scale you can make with Peasant Dragon and Dragon Pit. I don't like to pendulum scale with my Majespecters because that's wasting them. and it also protects them from being destroyed by card effects until the end of my opponent's next turn. Next is 2 Storms. This one is shuffling them back into the deck by tributing a Majespecter, well, wind spellcaster type, but that's the only ones that are right now that are proper going to be having synergy with pendulums. So Storm will bounce them back to the hand, Cyclone destroys them, Tornado banishes them, and Tempest negates special summon monsters or monster effects. So yeah, Tempest is the best out of all 3, then it goes Cyclone, then Storm, then Tornado. So yeah, but since this spell card you can't use it during your opponent's turn, that's why it's at 2, unlike Tornado which is at 3, which you can use at the opponent's turn. Next is Terraforming to search out Majestic Pegasus. Majestic Pegasus is a field spell. All Majespecters gain 500 attack and defense, and you can tribute 1 wind spellcaster type to special summon out a Majespecter from your deck that's level 4 or lower. I like that they put level 4 or lower, makes me think that there's going to be a higher level Majespecter from your deck. Good. So that would further consolidate the usage of Dragon Pits, and I am losing my voice. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's just this essential card in the deck to get further searches out. Usually pop your Raccoon to special summon out a cat. And then Moon Mirror Shield. The only downside to Crow, Raccoon and Cat is that they're vulnerable to battle. This card undoes that. It makes them more or less invincible with monsters that have, I think it's equal to the actual attack. It's not original attack, so that's very good. And you can pay, and you have to pay 500 life points when it's sent to the graveyard to place it back on top of your bottom of your deck, and then you can shuffle your deck easily with the Majespecters themselves, so that won't hinder your draws. To be honest, I've gone through that, gone through Tornado, and the final card from the main deck is just a tech card, Spiritual Wind Art Mayabi. Like Mechabantam Beast at the YCS a couple months back, this card is a possibility to use in this deck. You can tribute 1 wind monster to place target 1 card your opponent controls and place that on the bottom of the deck, which means you can make perfect cards that they really need go back to the bottom, which can be, unless they can shuffle a deck, can be really nightmarish to them. Onto the extra deck, you don't go into this much, but when you do, you have the possibility. So for rank 3s, Engineer to protect them from being destroyed by battle, Levier to resurrect banished Majespecters if there is such a thing, Nightmare Shark to attack directly for 2000, Acid Golem if your opponent is using lose 1 turn or no, not use 1 turn. If your opponent is using Skill Drain, you can use your number 30 Acid Golem to counteract it. Then 2 Telemius, or whatever it's called. I'm using 2 because if I go into overlay with 2 crows, I can just add the second Telemius onto the other Telemius, so they can get overlay 4 Snapdragon Nova and go into Infinity eventually. Then there's rank 4s, that is rank 4, and Exton as well for above the field. Castell to bounce cards back. Lightning Chidori as a way, as you can summon it with 2 crows. It looks like they did evolve from that. So yeah, target set card returns to the bottom of the deck, and then target face-up card returns to the top of the deck. Then there's Hatline Draco to inflict 2000 life point direct damage, and you've got Pegasus to protect it, and 101 to steal your opponent's cards. There's Snapdragon Nova, which you can go into on your opponent's turn most likely, because you will probably not be overlaying Triple Crow. So if they're about to use a Regeki when you have that Telemius, you can overlay to bring out Cyber Nova, Destroyed, and then summon out a Cyber End, which is a great card. Or you can go into Cyber Infinity, which steals games. And finally 1 rank 7, because there's only a few level 7s in this deck, to be honest. So just number 11 Big Eyes, a nice fun card. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. This is what I'll be using for the rest of the Majespecter duels, unless there's any comments below, and I will see to it and see if they work better in the deck. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please let me know in the comments what I should add to the deck, etc, etc. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and if you want to see more content. And yeah, Matt Durant signing out.